Good afternoon, beautiful people. I hope that everybody is doing well and having a wonderful holiday. I just left the gym, made room for my cheat meal, and can't wait to throw down myself. With that in mind, I know it's about time that folks are about to sit down to eat. Or if not, then I'm sure somebody's at least been yelled at once or twice for taking the lid off of that pot when they shouldn't have, so we're getting there. You know, I've been thinking about this day for a little while now, given the season that I'm in, and I wanted to write something. But you know I gotta keep it real. So if this spoils your meal, sorry, not sorry. Hopefully it inspires a conversation that moves you toward action before that tryptophan-induced coma kicks in. This piece is called Thanksgiving. Let's sit in the tension on purpose, in the smell of collard greens and candied yams, between laughter in the kitchen and ghosts at the doorway. We call today Thanksgiving. But some of us can't say that word without hearing the screams of the Pequot at Mystic, without seeing flames licking up the sides of longhouses, men, women, and children murdered, and their massacre marked as a day of thanks. We can't bow our heads over turkey without remembering that this table sits on land that was never ours to give, here in Tacoma. This is still Puyallup land. Coast Salish land, stolen, parceled, renamed, zoned, and redlined, marketed and mortgaged, so before we pass the plates, let this be both a land acknowledgement and a soul acknowledgement. We are eating on the graves of people who never got the luxury of holiday. Gratitude without truth is propaganda. But see, gratitude with truth can become a prayer. We gather at a table set on maps that never tore, say, Happy Thanksgiving. While history is still at war, they turned a massacre to myth, a bonfire into lore. Lit the Pequot village up, called the ashes something to adore. They praised God for the slaughter, wrote the pages, shut the door, gave a sermon about blessing while the rivers ran with gore. We inherit all that silence every time we ask for more. Say we're thankful for the harvest while we stand on stolen shore. We decorate the narrative like centerpieces on the floor. Hide the blood beneath the linens, call it peace, then ask for more. But the land remembers everything our textbooks still ignore. Hears the drums beneath the doxology, the wailing at its core. So I won't say grace today like I don't know what came before. I'll say thank you for this moment and forgive what was explored. Gratitude ain't clean or simple, it's a complicated door. It swings open when we honor both the blessings and the gore. I am grateful, but not in a Hallmark kind of way. I'm grateful for Native ancestors who survived what should have erased them, for Indigenous aunties still fighting pipelines and teaching language to kids whose existence is resistance. I'm grateful for Black ancestors who were forced onto ships and into fields, who had their names, children, and futures auctioned off as holiday bargains, yet still found ways to worship, to sing, to love us forward. I'm grateful for every immigrant family packed into one-bedroom apartments, sending money back home, feeding 3 generations on one paycheck while America posts thankful captions over unpaid labor. My gratitude is not apolitical. I'm not just thankful for my plate, I'm thankful for the people who kept fighting so that I could eat it at all. They dragged us to this table with our wrists and ankles chained, called our bodies labor force, our torment preordained. Built their wealth on backs and cotton, turned our pain to window pane, hung our names in silent rafters while they toasted in God's name. They said, give thanks for freedom, while the whips were still ingrained, passed the Bible like a muzzle, preached the gospel pre-explained, but our people snuck a different hymn line through the hurricane, hit a hallelujah in the rhythm of the sugarcane. So when I say I'm grateful, no, I'm grateful through the stain. For the ones who kept on breathing when the air was full of change. For the ones who taught us joy ain't just a mood, it's how we reign. How we dance on broken systems, how we outlove what they maim. I'm thankful for the laughter that survived inside the pain. For the elders who said, baby, don't you ever shrink your name. And I'm thankful for the courage to refuse a shallow frame. I won't say thanks without confessing how this country got its name. Today, I'm grateful in full sentences. Not just I'm thankful for my family, but I'm thankful my family is still here despite the systems designed to break us. Not just I'm thankful for my career, but I'm thankful that I get to do work my ancestors weren't allowed to dream of without being whipped. Not just I'm thankful for this food, but I'm thankful for the farm workers and field hands, for the grocery clerks and line cooks, for the auntie who stretched one paycheck into a feast that looked like abundance even when the cabinets were bare. And with that gratitude comes responsibility. Because if I can name who paid the cost, I can't just eat and walk away. So I'm grateful for the turkey, but I'm more so for the fight, for the water protectors camping out in sub-freezing night, for the natives chanting land back, keeping treaties in their sight, for the neighbors building mutual aid when rent hikes start to bite. I'm thankful for the marches, for the sit-ins, for the right, for the youth who learn to organize instead of just ignite, for the elders dropping history at the table every night, saying, baby, know your lineage before you sign, all right? Gratitude without a movement is just a comfortable delight. So I'm thankful for the courage to turn comfort into might, to tithe my time and talent, not just dollars out of fright, to show up when the city tries to push folks out of sight. I'm grateful for knowing that my thanks must take to flight, that the way I love tomorrow is my prayer for tonight. If I'm truly thankful, breathing on this colonized invite, then my call to action's simple. Live your thank you in the fight. So today, as we pass the mac and cheese and argue over football, let this be more than just a holiday. Let this be a land acknowledgement, a grief acknowledgement, a resilience acknowledgement. Let this be a promise that our gratitude will grow legs, that it will march, vote, organize, donate, redistribute, listen to Indigenous leadership, believe Black brilliance, support migrants, and disrupt the systems that make some people disposable so that others can feel blessed. Maybe be grateful enough to tell the truth, brave enough to sit in the discomfort, and loving enough to build a different story from here. Happy Thanksgiving, and may our thanks sound less like a slogan and more like a vow. Thank you. Peace. Be blessed.